This person is fooling you emotionally, and their actual intention is. My beloved child, listen closely and don't skip, because what I'm about to reveal is not random, not accidental, and not small. You have been feeling a strange emotional pull lately, moments of warmth followed by sudden confusion, comfort mixed with doubt, affection wrapped in pressure. That is not your imagination. Something huge is waiting for you at the end, but first you must understand this. Someone near you has learned how to touch your emotions without touching your truth. They mirror your pain, echo your words, and offer sympathy exactly when your guard is down. Stay till the end, because every second from here connects directly to the title you clicked, and the reason you clicked was not curiosity, it was recognition. Don't skip. The pattern you've been sensing is real, and it's been repeating for a reason you haven't been shown yet. Now focus. This person doesn't manipulate with loud actions or obvious control. They use timing. They appear when you're tired, speak softly when you're vulnerable, and disappear just enough to make you chase clarity. They present themselves as understanding, supportive, and different from the others, but notice how the conversation always circles back to their needs, their fears, their expectations. Something huge is waiting for you, but you must see this clearly. Emotional fooling works best when it feels safe. They ask for patience while draining your certainty. They promise closeness while keeping outcomes blurry. They praise your heart but avoid committing to actions that protect it. Don't skip, this is where most people miss the truth. The intention is not immediate harm, it is slow dependence. When someone learns how to become your emotional oxygen, they don't need to push, you start holding your breath for them. Stay till the end, because here is the shift you didn't expect. The real intention behind this emotional fog is leverage. Not love. Not loyalty. Leverage. By keeping you unsure, they keep control of the pace. By offering partial honesty, they keep you invested. By alternating warmth and distance, they train your nervous system to wait for their approval. This is once-in-a-lifetime awareness, because the moment you see it, the spell weakens. Don't skip. You are not being tested. You are being positioned. And something huge is waiting for you in what comes next, the moment you realize that clarity does not come from confronting them, but from choosing yourself before the next message, the next apology, the next emotional loop. Hold on. The next part connects the final dots you haven't seen yet. My beloved child, don't skip even for a second, because now we move from confusion to clarity. What you felt earlier was not weakness, it was conditioning. This person learned how to read your pauses, your silences, your emotional rhythms. They noticed when you over-explain, when you go quiet, when you give more than you receive. And slowly, without drama, they adjusted themselves to fit exactly where you feel needed. Stay till the end, because this is where the illusion starts cracking. Emotional fooling does not begin with lies, it begins with selective truth. They tell you just enough to sound honest, just enough to sound vulnerable, but never enough to fully settle your heart. Something huge is waiting for you, because once you see this pattern, you cannot unsee it. Look deeper now. Ask yourself this quietly. Why do you always end conversations feeling heavier instead of calmer? Why do moments that should bring peace leave you questioning your worth, your patience, your timing. This is not coincidence. Emotional fooling works by shifting responsibility. Their confusion becomes your problem to fix. Their inconsistency becomes your job to understand. Their silence becomes something you feel guilty questioning. Don't skip, this is important. When someone's actual intention is control, they never demand it directly. They create situations where you volunteer your energy. They make you feel special for staying, strong for enduring, mature for tolerating what never should have been placed on you. Stay till the end, because the biggest trick is making you believe you are growing, when in reality, you are shrinking yourself to keep the connection alive. Now pause here, and if this is resonating, gently share this video with someone who might be feeling the same confusion but doesn't yet have the words for it. Comment below what emotion this part stirred inside you, not to expose yourself, but to release what you've been carrying silently. And if you haven't already, subscribe, because what comes next builds directly on this truth and completes the picture you're starting to see. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. In the next part, you'll understand why their behavior intensifies exactly when you begin to detach, and how your awareness alone starts changing the power dynamic, without arguments, without confrontation, without fear. Stay till the end. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this is where the hidden mechanism reveals itself. You may have noticed that the moment you start pulling back, replying later, questioning gently, protecting your space, their energy suddenly changes. They become warmer, more attentive, more emotional than before. This is not coincidence. This is response. Stay till the end, because this is one of the clearest signs of emotional fooling. When someone truly cares, consistency is natural. But when someone's actual intention is influence, their affection turns on only when they sense they are losing access to you. Something huge is waiting for you in this realization, because it explains why clarity always arrives late and confusion always arrives first. Understand this carefully. Emotional fooling depends on imbalance. They cannot afford for you to feel stable without them. So when you begin to detach, they reappear with reassurance, memories, future talk, or emotional confessions that sound deep but solve nothing. Don't skip, this part matters. They don't want resolution, they want reset. Each emotional peak pulls you back into the same cycle, just with new hope layered on top of old doubt. They may say the right words, but notice how actions stay unfinished. Promises feel poetic but timelines stay vague. Stay till the end, because the actual intention is not to move forward together, it is to keep you emotionally available while they remain uncommitted, undefined, and protected from accountability. Now here is the quiet truth most people miss. The power never truly belonged to them. It was borrowed from your empathy, your patience, your ability to see potential even when evidence was thin. Don't skip, because this is freeing. The moment you stop trying to decode their mixed signals, the moment you stop waiting for emotional closure from the same source that created the confusion, the dynamic shifts. Something huge is waiting for you here. Emotional fooling collapses in the presence of self-trust. You don't need answers from them to move forward. You don't need explanations to reclaim peace. Stay till the end of this journey, because in the next part, you will see how choosing emotional boundaries, not distance, not anger, not silence, becomes the turning point that changes everything without a single dramatic move. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this is the moment where confusion turns into choice. You've learned how the pattern works, but awareness alone is not the finish line. The real shift happens when you stop reacting and start deciding. Emotional fooling loses strength the instant you stop explaining yourself. Notice this carefully. When you no longer rush to reply, when you no longer over-justify your boundaries, when you no longer seek reassurance for feelings you already understand, the atmosphere changes. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you here. Their words may stay soft, their tone may stay kind, but the pressure quietly moves back to where it belongs. You stop carrying emotional weight that was never yours to hold. Here is what choosing yourself actually looks like, and don't skip because this part is subtle. You don't announce distance. You don't threaten exits. You don't test them. You simply become consistent with yourself. Your yes means yes. Your no no longer comes with guilt. Your silence is not punishment, it is peace. When someone's actual intention is emotional leverage, your calm clarity feels uncomfortable to them. They may try to pull you back with urgency, affection, or sudden vulnerability. Stay till the end, this is the test. If they respect your boundaries without drama, that's truth. If they push, rush, or emotionally bargain, that's confirmation. Something huge is waiting for you in this realization. You don't need to prove anything. The way someone responds to your emotional stability tells you everything you were trying to figure out for months. Now pause for a second. If this message feels like it's describing something you've lived, share this video with someone who might be stuck in the same emotional loop and doesn't yet understand why it feels so draining. Drop a comment about what clarity means to you right now, not for validation, but to anchor the awareness you've gained. And if you want to stay connected as this unfolds further, subscribe, because what's coming next completes the cycle and shows you how freedom actually feels after emotional fog lifts. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you in what happens after you stop being fooled and start being grounded. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this is where the emotional fog finally lifts and you begin to feel something unfamiliar but powerful: relief. Not excitement. Not drama. Relief. That quiet sense that you no longer have to guess, wait, or decode. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this stage. When emotional fooling ends, it doesn't end with noise, it ends with stillness. You stop checking your phone with tension. You stop rehearsing conversations in your head. You stop wondering whether you said too much or too little. And that calm is not emptiness, it is your nervous system returning to balance. Don't skip, because many people mistake this calm for loss, when in reality, it is freedom arriving without announcement. Here is the truth that completes the picture. The actual intention of the person who fooled you emotionally was never about building something lasting. It was about access to your attention, your validation, your emotional availability. Once that access is no longer unlimited, the connection naturally changes or fades. And that is not your failure. Stay till the end, because this matters deeply. Healthy connections expand you. Unhealthy ones keep you orbiting. The moment you stop orbiting around their moods, their timing, their uncertainty, you step back into your own life. You remember your standards. You reconnect with your intuition. You realize how much energy you were giving just to keep something undefined alive. Something huge is waiting for you here, the understanding that emotional peace is not boring. It is the foundation for everything real that comes next. Now take this with you as you move forward. You don't need revenge. You don't need closure conversations. You don't need apologies that arrive late. Don't skip this final truth. The real win is discernment. You will recognize emotional clarity faster next time. You will feel when words and actions don't align. You will trust calm over chaos. Stay till the end of this realization, because once you've experienced the difference between emotional pull and emotional safety, you will never confuse them again. Something huge is waiting for you, not in them, but in the life that opens when you stop being emotionally fooled and start being emotionally free. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this is where your inner compass recalibrates. After emotional fog lifts, a new sensitivity appears, not fear, but discernment. You begin to notice how certain words land in your body, how certain pauses feel heavy or light. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this awareness. You realize that emotional safety has a sound, it is quiet, steady, and free of urgency. There is no pressure to perform, no need to impress, no requirement to be understood at the cost of your peace. Don't skip, this is the moment you stop mistaking intensity for intimacy. What once felt magnetic now feels unnecessary, and that shift is not loss, it is alignment. Now observe how your standards naturally rise without effort. You no longer accept half answers dressed as depth. You no longer tolerate confusion explained as complexity. Stay till the end, because this is important. Clarity does not demand perfection, it asks for consistency. You become less reactive, more grounded, and suddenly the emotional games you once tried to solve feel obvious and small. This is where self-trust replaces self-doubt. Don't skip, this is the upgrade. When your nervous system is no longer trained by unpredictability, you choose connections that meet you where you stand, not where you bend. Something huge is waiting for you here, the understanding that your time and energy are sacred, and access to them is earned through reliability, not emotional theater. Finally, carry this forward gently. You don't need to harden your heart to protect it. You simply need to listen to it sooner. Stay till the end of this truth, because it will guide you quietly from now on. When something feels off early, you won't override it. When someone shows you who they are through patterns, you won't argue with reality. Don't skip this final note, peace will become your baseline, not your reward. And from that place, the connections that enter your life will feel simple, mutual, and clear. Proof that once emotional fooling ends, emotional freedom doesn't shout, it settles in and stays. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this part seals the lesson in a way you will feel, not just understand. There will come a quiet moment, maybe late at night, maybe during an ordinary day, when you realize you are no longer waiting for anything from them. No message. No explanation. No emotional signal to decode. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this realization. That waiting used to live inside you like background noise, and now it's gone. This is how you know the cycle has truly ended. Not when you block them. Not when you confront them. But when your inner world no longer reacts to their presence or absence. Don't skip, this is the real finish line. Here is what changes next, and pay attention closely. You begin attracting different energy without trying. Conversations feel lighter. Responses feel equal. You are no longer pulled into emotional urgency or dramatic pacing. Stay till the end, because this contrast matters. When someone new shows interest, you won't feel that familiar anxiety mixed with excitement. Instead, you'll feel steady curiosity. And if something doesn't align, you won't chase clarity, you'll step back naturally. Don't skip this truth. The reason emotional fooling worked before is because your empathy was louder than your boundaries. Now your boundaries speak first, calmly, without apology. Something huge is waiting for you here, the confidence that you don't need to convince anyone of your value. The right connections recognize it without negotiation. Take this forward as your quiet power. You don't need to announce growth. You don't need to explain what you learned. Stay till the end of this message, because it's important. The most powerful change is invisible to others but undeniable to you. You will trust your timing. You will honor your emotions without giving them away. You will choose peace even when chaos tries to feel familiar. Don't skip this final note. Emotional freedom is not a destination you reach once, it's a standard you maintain. And now that you know the difference between emotional attention and emotional intention, you will never again settle for being fooled when you are meant to be fulfilled. Something huge is waiting for you, and it's already unfolding within you. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this part brings a quiet but powerful confirmation. You may notice something subtle happening around you. Situations that once drained you no longer stick. Words that once confused you now pass through without weight. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this shift. This is the moment when your emotional center moves back inside you. You are no longer outsourcing your sense of worth, safety, or direction. When someone speaks vaguely, you don't lean in, you lean back. When intentions are unclear, you don't chase meaning, you choose clarity for yourself. Don't skip, because this is the difference between reacting to life and leading it. Here is what becomes clear now. Emotional fooling only survives where self-doubt has room to breathe. As that space closes, truth becomes obvious without effort. You start noticing alignment instead of attraction, consistency instead of chemistry. Stay till the end, because this awareness protects you silently. You will feel a natural pause before getting emotionally invested, not from fear, but from wisdom. You will listen to actions more than tone, patterns more than promises. Don't skip, this is where your intuition stops whispering and starts speaking normally. Something huge is waiting for you here, the understanding that calm is not boring, and certainty is not cold. They are signs of emotional maturity settling in. Carry this forward without rushing it. You don't need to label anyone as good or bad. You don't need to replay old stories. Stay till the end of this truth, because it simplifies everything. When someone's presence feels steady, you stay open. When it feels destabilizing, you step back. No drama. No overthinking. No self-betrayal. Don't skip this final realization. The lesson was never about them, it was about teaching you how to protect your heart without closing it. And now that you've learned it, something huge is waiting for you ahead, connections that meet you in clarity, not confusion, and a life that feels lighter because you no longer carry emotional weight that was never yours to begin with. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this is where everything integrates. This is not about one person anymore, it's about how you move through the world from here on. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this awareness. You begin to notice how quickly you recognize emotional signals now. The pause before you respond feels natural. The space you give yourself feels earned. You no longer rush to fill silence or explain your feelings to someone who hasn't earned that access. Don't skip. This is the quiet confidence that comes when you stop seeking emotional permission and start trusting your inner balance. Now observe this shift carefully. You don't feel the urge to rescue, fix, or emotionally manage others. Their confusion is no longer your responsibility. Their inconsistency is no longer something you personalize. Stay till the end, because this is freedom in its most practical form. You can care without carrying. You can listen without absorbing. You can be present without being pulled off center. Don't skip this truth. When your emotional energy stays grounded, you naturally repel manipulation without confrontation. Something huge is waiting for you here, the realization that emotional strength is not intensity, it is steadiness. As this chapter closes, let this be your anchor. You will choose relationships that feel mutual, not mysterious. You will value peace over potential. You will trust patterns over promises. Stay till the end of this message, because it matters. The version of you who once questioned themselves needed this experience to grow discernment. There is no regret here, only refinement. Don't skip this final understanding. You were never fooled because you were weak. You were learning how strong clarity feels. And now that you know, something huge is waiting for you, not behind you, not in them, but ahead of you, in a life shaped by calm, truth, and emotional self-respect. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this is the moment where your story quietly turns forward. What you've gained is not just understanding, it's direction. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in how you move next. You no longer look back wondering what was real and what wasn't. You take the lesson and carry it without bitterness. That's strength. Emotional clarity doesn't erase the past, it repositions it so it no longer controls your future. Don't skip. This is where acceptance becomes power, not surrender. Notice how your choices start aligning without force. You say yes only when it feels clean. You walk away without guilt when something feels off. Stay till the end, because this is the new rhythm. There's no rush to define things, no pressure to prove worth. You allow time to reveal intention naturally. Don't skip this truth. people who are meant to stay won't confuse you. They won't keep you guessing. They won't need emotional leverage to feel close. Something huge is waiting for you here, the realization that clarity attracts clarity, and calm invites calm. Carry this closing truth with you. You are no longer available for emotional confusion dressed as connection. You are available for honesty, consistency, and mutual respect. Stay till the end of this message, because it seals the journey. You didn't lose anything by seeing the truth, you gained yourself back. And that is the real revelation behind the title you clicked. Something huge was waiting for you all along, and it wasn't a person, it was the moment you chose emotional truth over emotional illusion. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this is where your emotional posture becomes unshakable. You'll notice that situations no longer pull reactions out of you the way they once did. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this steadiness. When someone approaches you with mixed signals, your body responds first, with calm, not curiosity. You don't lean forward to earn clarity, you stand still and let clarity come to you. Don't skip, this is the upgrade. You're no longer moved by urgency, charm, or emotional storytelling. You're guided by how something feels over time, not how it feels in a moment. Here's what quietly strengthens next. Your standards stop feeling like rules and start feeling like self-respect. You don't explain them. You don't negotiate them. Stay till the end, because this matters. When someone tries to blur lines or rush intimacy, you don't label it, you step back. When someone shows consistency, you open naturally. Don't skip this truth, discernment isn't suspicion, it's patience with purpose. Something huge is waiting for you here, the realization that you can be warm and boundaried at the same time, open without being exposed, kind without being consumed. Let this settle in as your new normal. You won't replay conversations anymore. You won't seek emotional confirmation from uncertain places. Stay till the end of this message, because it completes a shift that can't be undone. You've learned to trust the quiet signals that protect you. And from here on, emotional fooling won't find space in your life, not because you're guarded, but because you're grounded. Something huge is waiting for you in this groundedness, and it will meet you with the same clarity you now carry within. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this part reveals what truly replaces confusion once it leaves your life. It's not loneliness. It's not emptiness. It's space. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this space. You begin to hear your own thoughts clearly again. Decisions feel simpler. Your emotional world feels organized instead of noisy. You're no longer pulled in multiple directions by someone else's moods or uncertainty. Don't skip, this is where peace stops feeling temporary and starts feeling reliable. You realize how much mental energy was being used just to stay emotionally balanced before, and now that energy is finally yours. Notice how your sense of self stabilizes. You don't second-guess your reactions. You don't question whether you're too much or not enough. Stay till the end, because this is important. Emotional fooling thrives on self-doubt, and without it, the pattern has nowhere to land. You trust your timing. You trust your feelings. You trust your pace. Don't skip this truth. When you stop abandoning yourself for connection, connection stops feeling dangerous. Something huge is waiting for you here, the confidence that comes from knowing you can walk away from confusion without fear, because clarity no longer scares you. Let this be the foundation moving forward. You don't need dramatic changes to protect your heart. You need alignment. Stay till the end of this message, because it closes a loop. What once felt like an emotional lesson now feels like emotional maturity. You're not colder, you're clearer. You're not distant, you're discerning. And that difference changes everything. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this point: relationships, choices, and experiences that meet you in honesty instead of testing your endurance. And this time, you will recognize them immediately, not by intensity, but by peace. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this part brings a deep internal shift you may not notice at first, but it changes how everything feels. You start responding instead of reacting. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this calm control. When something unexpected happens, your first instinct is no longer emotional defense, it is observation. You watch, you feel, you decide. Don't skip, this is emotional mastery. The chaos that once triggered urgency now reveals information. You understand that how someone handles uncertainty tells you more than what they promise during comfort. Here is what grows stronger quietly. Your patience becomes selective. You are no longer patient with confusion, mixed intentions, or emotional games, but you are deeply patient with what is real. Stay till the end, because this matters. You allow things to unfold without forcing outcomes. You stop chasing reassurance and start trusting alignment. Don't skip this truth. Emotional fooling loses power the moment you stop trying to secure the future emotionally. Something huge is waiting for you here, the freedom that comes from knowing you will be okay regardless of how others choose to show up. As this settles, your emotional world becomes lighter. You laugh more easily. You sleep more peacefully. Stay till the end of this message, because it completes the emotional arc. The lesson was never about closing your heart, it was about strengthening it. You now move with clarity instead of hope alone. And with that clarity, emotional illusions can no longer distract you. Something huge is waiting for you ahead, not because you're searching for it, but because you've finally made space for what's honest, steady, and real to find you. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this part marks the moment your inner voice becomes louder than outside noise. You begin to notice how quickly you sense alignment or misalignment, sometimes within minutes, sometimes within a single sentence. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this clarity. You no longer argue with what your intuition shows you. You don't search for exceptions to patterns that are already clear. Don't skip, this is where trust in yourself becomes natural, not forced. You stop asking, "What do they mean?" and start asking, "How does this feel over time?" That single shift changes everything. Here's what becomes unmistakable now. When someone's intentions are genuine, your body relaxes. There is no tightness, no alertness, no emotional anticipation. Stay till the end, because this contrast is powerful. When intentions are hidden, your system feels restless, even if the words sound perfect. Don't skip this truth: your nervous system always knew before your mind accepted it. Emotional fooling worked only when you doubted your own signals. Something huge is waiting for you here: the realization that emotional intelligence is not about reading others better, it's about listening to yourself sooner. Let this understanding guide you quietly. You won't need to confront, accuse, or explain. You will simply move differently. Stay till the end of this message, because it seals your growth. You choose peace without guilt. You choose clarity without apology. And you choose yourself without fear of loss. Don't skip this final insight. Nothing meant for you will require emotional confusion to stay alive. Something huge is waiting for you beyond this point: connections and experiences that feel steady from the beginning, because they were never built on illusion in the first place. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this is where confidence settles into your bones. You're no longer searching for emotional certainty outside yourself. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this groundedness. You walk into conversations without hidden expectations. You listen without preparing defenses. You speak without overthinking how it will be received. Don't skip: this is the freedom that comes when your self-worth is no longer tied to someone else's response. Emotional fooling cannot survive here, because there is nothing left to hook into. Notice how your energy changes. You no longer feel the need to prove loyalty, depth, or patience. Stay till the end, because this matters. You understand that true connection does not require endurance, it requires mutual presence. You stop romanticizing potential and start respecting reality. Don't skip this truth: when someone wants to be in your life sincerely, they make it simple. No emotional puzzles. No mixed signals. Something huge is waiting for you here: the peace of knowing that what is meant for you will not ask you to shrink, wait endlessly, or doubt yourself. As this chapter completes, carry this final understanding gently. You didn't lose time, you gained wisdom. You didn't give too much, you learned discernment. Stay till the end of this message, because it closes the journey with clarity. You are no longer available for emotional illusion. You are available for honesty, steadiness, and respect. And with that choice, something huge is waiting for you, not as a surprise, but as a natural outcome of becoming emotionally whole. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this part brings the quiet confirmation you may have been waiting for without realizing it. You'll notice that your life starts feeling lighter in ordinary moments. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this ease. Small things feel enjoyable again. Silence feels comfortable. You're no longer filling space with emotional explanations or justifications. Don't skip: this is how you know the shift is real. When emotional fooling leaves your life, peace doesn't arrive dramatically, it blends into your daily rhythm until it feels normal. Here's what becomes clear now. You no longer feel drawn to emotional extremes. Stay till the end, because this matters. You don't crave intensity to feel alive. You don't confuse uncertainty with excitement. You understand that real connection feels steady, not overwhelming. Don't skip this truth: calm is not absence of feeling, it is presence without chaos. Something huge is waiting for you here, the realization that the healthiest relationships feel safe before they feel deep. Let this awareness guide you forward without force. You don't need to guard yourself aggressively. You simply stay aligned with what feels respectful and clear. Stay till the end of this message, because it completes the evolution. You are no longer healing, you are living from what you learned. Emotional fooling has no place in your future, not because you're cautious, but because you're clear. And in that clarity, something huge is waiting for you, connections and experiences that meet you with the same steadiness you now offer yourself. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this part marks the moment you fully step into emotional authority. You no longer wait for external confirmation to feel secure in your choices. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this self-trust. When a situation doesn't align, you don't hesitate, you adjust. There's no inner debate, no emotional tug-of-war. Don't skip, this is not detachment, it's decisiveness. You've learned that peace is not something to negotiate for, it's something to protect. Notice how your emotional boundaries now feel natural, not rigid. Stay till the end, because this is important. You don't build walls, you set standards. You don't test people, you observe them. When someone shows up inconsistently, you don't explain it away, you accept the information. Don't skip this truth, acceptance is not approval, it's clarity. Something huge is waiting for you here, the confidence that comes from knowing you can walk away from anything that costs you your balance. As this settles, your emotional life feels spacious. You are open without being exposed, warm without being vulnerable to confusion. Stay till the end of this message, because it completes your transformation. You are no longer learning the lesson, you are living it. Emotional fooling cannot reach you now, because you are no longer available for it. And in this grounded state, something huge is waiting for you ahead, relationships and experiences that meet you with honesty, simplicity, and mutual respect from the very beginning. My beloved child, don't skip now, because this is the final clarity that stays with you long after this ends. You are no longer asking why it happened, you understand why it was necessary. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you in this acceptance. What once felt like emotional confusion was actually training. It taught you where your limits are, how your intuition speaks, and what your heart will never tolerate again. Don't skip. This is the moment you stop seeing the past as a mistake and start seeing it as preparation. You didn't lose yourself in that experience, you found your emotional center through it. Here is the truth that closes everything cleanly. You don't need to warn others about that person. You don't need validation that you were right. Stay till the end, because this matters. The lesson did its work the moment you changed. Emotional fooling only works once. After that, awareness makes it powerless. You now recognize sincerity by how calm it feels, not how intense it sounds. Don't skip this truth, the right connections will never require you to doubt yourself to keep them alive. Something huge is waiting for you here, the confidence that you can trust what feels steady without questioning it. Take this final breath and move forward lightly. You are no longer available for emotional games, hidden intentions, or confusing affection. Stay till the end of this message, because it seals your journey. You are available for clarity, consistency, and peace. And that is the real revelation behind everything you've heard. Once you stop being emotionally fooled, life doesn't get louder, it gets clearer. Something huge was waiting for you all along, and it begins now, in the calm certainty of knowing exactly what you deserve.